Community Spotlight. You know how we do on Wednesdays. We shine that spotlight on people as a collective group, individual doing incredible things for the community, in the community. And I have a repeat guest here with me today, Miss Tiwana Brown. You remember her from behind the Beauty After the Bars movement. How you doing today, sis?
I'm doing well. I'm just happy to be here in the studio with you and the great things that you're doing out in the community. So thank you, Tony.
Listen, see that fast talk? That means she over there on that computer. She doing her thing. Because today, you usually get a chance to hear of the story. But today, we have the privilege of seeing the story. That story is Mr. Cedric Dean. How you doing, family?
Man, I am blessed in all my mess.
Man, I like that. That's a t-shirt. Blessed in all my mess.
Yes, sir.
From
yes,
the
sir.
Cedric Dean collection. Listen, brother, how did you get here? Give the listeners a little background.
So, born and raised in the Queen City back in the thug days, 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was baptized in the game. Marcus Massey, myself, and Timbo. We came up the hard way.
Right.
We went, watched colors, came out of there with the blue and the red bandana, not really knowing the semantics behind it, but came out and said we're going to do our thing.
Right.
And next thing you know, that led to robbing, shooting drug dealers. That's what we did. And by the time I was 16, I had shot somebody, went to prison, 5 years, 6 months, 4 days. And it was like a training ground because back then they had 16-year-olds with adults. They sentenced you as adults. So now they done cured that with the raise the age, but back then they had you on a terrorist training ground in the DOC of North Carolina. So I went in and came out ready to sell some crack. Within 11 months, I was in a federal courtroom facing life plus 5 years, and that's what I got because I represented myself. I was crazy enough to say crack and powder was the same drug, and they didn't believe me. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take this to trial, and I'm going to represent myself, and I'm going to argue this all the way to the Supreme Court and wherever else I got to go. Took me 14 years before going through what I went through in prison, but actually being able to see that there was a teacher in me, somebody that could actually take these young men that was coming to prison in that school-to-prison pipeline and say, look, let's rechannel our energy into more positive pursuits. We was out there hustling, selling crack and stuff, but guess what? We can sell books the same way. We can make movies. We can do all kind of things.
That's exactly right.
And that's
exactly
how I got
right,
here, brother.
Listen, man, and we are glad that you're here because a lot of times you have to go through something to know something, and you pay it forward because now the information that you have, you can give that to these kids in these communities, and you can stop that prison pipeline for one of these kids. So coming back, we're going to talk about what you have going on now. We're going to talk about what you're doing for the youth, and we're going to give the people a chance to get in contact with you. It's Community Spotlight. We're talking to Mr. Cedric Dean. This is V.
So at the end of the day, you know, the most important thing we want to know is who got us out here in the community making this happen. And we think about resources, Securus Technologies. That's who are providing the resources for this community. That's who provide for people like Cedric Dean to go out in the community and make these kids job ready instead of jail ready. So all the ones that's out there down in Securus, talking about this, talking about that, put your money where your mouth at. It's about work, not words. So at the end of the day, right, we're making a difference in the lives of these children. And that's what you need to do. Step up your game.
All before Sunshine Anderson with that classic banger right here on your favorite throwbacks. Today's R&B. Still in here talking to my man Cedric Dean. I hope you had the chance to hear his story. So glad that you're here, brother. You're representing a lot of the youth. You're representing a lot of the parents. Because what you're saying is positive energy, strength, and you're trying to reach them before they get there. We got enough people that reach them when they're in there, which is a great thing too. But this right here, trying to clip that prison pipeline, that's a beautiful thing, brother. And I salute you for what you're doing. I know some people out there right now, and they're like, listen, I'd like to be able to talk to him one-on-one. I'd like for him to come and talk to my youth organization. Hell, I'd like for him to come and talk to my sons. How can people reach out and get in contact with you, Mr. Cedric Dean?
Go to cedricdean.com, CEDRICDEAN.com, or you can call me personally, 704-492-9999. 5509. You call, I come.
Hey man, are you on social media? Because we know everybody is nowadays. Are you on it too?
All you gotta do is go to Facebook and you put Cedric Dean in, you see my face. Instagram 704.704 Cedric Dean.
He was just telling me he goes into the prisons. He goes into the jails. And not just in the day room and organize them and talk to them. I said in the individual cells. Cedric say, open it up. Like scared straight. But he go in there and talk to them. And what's one thing real quick that you found as a common denominator between all of these cats, no matter the age, and what they've done when you talk to them?
The biggest thing I find that they keep coming back because they don't have resources in place. The resources is focused on the ones that's out in the community that's not really getting in trouble. But we need resources for the ones that go to jail for stealing a car, get out, use the gun that they found in the stolen car to rob somebody and then shoot somebody. So we got to have resources in place to put them to work because they want money. So we got to help them get some money the right way.
The right way. This is why we do the community spotlight here on V, and I definitely want to thank V101.9 for this opportunity and allowing me to use this platform to get this kind of information out to the community, because information is the new currency.